Hi everybody, welcome to an old man persistence video. After seeing a Braille Army video about a straight 8, which is doing all 8 flip tricks all in a row without any mistakes, I was inspired to start trying Switchflip, which is a switch kickflip. If you're not sure what that means I'm standing the opposite direction on the board. I normally like to have my left foot in front, so for this I'm putting my right foot in front. My feet have to do opposite jobs as they would if I did a normal kickflip. So I got started in late October, and I started with some stationary things, just working on the movement of the foot and whatnot. Then I started to actually try to jump and flick, but developing the flick is the hardest part of a kickflip. When I learned normal kickflips, it was the exact same kind of process. Just training your foot to do the right motion is like 75% of the work. So here we are about a week in, and I'm still barely getting any sort of realistic flick. I'm flicking down through the board, which is not great. You want to flick out and slightly up. And I'm really trying to overcome that temptation to put my foot down. And I realized that putting the foot down is just fear, basically. You want to put that foot down on the ground, get stable again so you're standing up. It's really hard to train yourself to hold that foot up in the air, kick out, bring it back, all while you're up in the air and not just put your foot on the ground. But I just kept plugging away at it, really tried to keep more of my weight over my back foot so that I could get that foot to do the flick motion. Here I'm just trying a couple of switch ollies to get better and more used to being switch on the board. And slowly as these go on, you can see that I'm starting to kick out a little bit more with each one. Sometimes still putting my foot down too early, but getting a little bit of a flick through the nose, getting some level of flip on the board. It's slowly improving. And this one right here was good, but also not good. As I land on the board, I'm going to kick it up. It bounces right into my arm. That one hurt, and I still have a spot on my arm today that still stings when I hit it just right. But we're moving on. This next one, you can see that the flick is getting a little bit better all the time. I went out through the nose and brought my foot back. This was a day where I made some good progress. And that's really any skateboard trick for you. They take time, they take dedication. It's a lot of work. Especially when you're 45 and the knees don't always want to cooperate and keep doing these things over and over again. But as I go on, I'm starting to get more of a flip. I'm starting to get my feet to come to the board, even if it doesn't flip. That's a good thing because someday I will be able to land it. This one here is kind of extra special. Out of nowhere, I get a complete flip and both feet land on the board, but I was leaning back toward my heels and I couldn't hold it. I was really bummed, and I kept trying that day a whole bunch more, and I never really got there. But here we are on November 26th. On this day, the flips were going really well. I was getting good flicks. I was also introducing some sort of rotation into the board. I got a 1.5 flip there, and it was getting a little bit closer to a varial flip, which I don't really want, but at least the flips were going well. That one, I had both feet on the board, but my toes were still on the ground. And on this one, I feel like this kind of thing happens to me a lot. I landed primo there, I'm going down, took a fall, but then when I get back up and try a couple more, boom. Technically that's a land, but I didn't like it much because it landed primo and then I forced it in. It's a land, that's great, but I wanted to see if I could get a cleaner one. And this one still rotates, but I land a lot cleaner than I did on the other one, so I'm pretty darn happy with it. And just to prove to myself and to you guys that this is switch, here's a regular kickflip. And so there we are. I never really thought that I would do very much from switch on a skateboard, and now I've done a switch flip. So if I can do it at my age, I know you can get that trick that you're chasing after as well. So do not give up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.